Hi, everybody. Welcome to week 4. It's amazing that you're already almost halfway done with this course. The next time that I have a video with you, you'll be in week 6, and so you'll have passed the halfway point. In some ways, it's the point of no return. And there's a piece of literature called Dante's Inferno. It talks about a descent into the underworld or hell, whichever you wanted to describe it as. And above the entrance, it says, "Abandon all hope, you who enter here." And I want to tell you right now that I have hope for everyone. You have already shown a great deal of participation and motivation in getting this far. I do want to take just a moment now and ask all of you, and this is really a plea to all of you, to make sure that you follow the deadlines, that you get your work in, that you meet with me. This past week was a joy in getting to know you better, and I want you to know that that was very meaningful, and we don't want to miss those opportunities, whether it's the conferences, the advising that we schedule, or those meetings that we have as a group with a live session. And so there always are people who just have difficulty getting things in and completing those assignments. And at this point, I just want you to know that my job is that I have to make sure that I embrace all of you who are having trouble. And the way we do that is by communicating to people who might be able to reach out to you and help you complete this course successfully, okay? So, that was my way of saying we need to hold each other accountable, and I need to hold you accountable so that you have success. And so please make sure you get everything in. This is an overview of week 4, and I'm going to try and keep it short. I tend to go on a little too long, and maybe people don't even watch the whole video. So, first things first, just know that this week is a continuation of your culminating paper, and you're going to be submitting your introduction. Now, in our conferences, I discussed the idea of using the first sentences of your introduction to build up, create context. Maybe you want to tell a brief story from the Iliad, or perhaps from the Bible. It could be a parable, something that will be kind of the epitome of what you want to say in your thesis. Now, I talk to everybody in conferences saying that a thesis statement needs to be contextualized. It needs to be something that points to the literature that we're studying in this class, not just the Bible. And it also needs to demonstrate a change. So you need to say that something is happening from the pre-Christian world to the Christian world. That is the purpose of this class and the pairing of these two classes. So in your thesis statement, you need to mention that your Bible metaphor has changed meaning. You can still show similarities in the pre-Christian world and the Christian world in how your metaphor is treated. But, this is very important. You've got to have some sort of assertion in your thesis statement, an opinion. Martin Luther nailed 95 thesis statements on a door, and he knew that it was going to be controversial. He wanted debate. And so with your thesis, it should inspire debate. The last sentence of the introduction, then, I recommended that you have what's called a forecasting statement. That forecasting statement should be kind of a miniature outline. It should basically set yourself up for what's coming in the rest of the paper. And your list should be ways that your Bible metaphor appears in the various pieces of literature. The two, that we have in this class, we have the Iliad and the Pilgrim's Progress, but you also have Bible texts. And I encourage you to find specific books rather than just treating the Bible as a whole. It's a collection. It's a library. Okay, so that is really our number one thing that we're doing this week. In addition, you always have the reading quiz due on Wednesday night at 11:59 p.m. Please do not miss that deadline, okay? Otherwise, I really can't give you credit. The short passage analysis this week, this is your second analysis. You're going to receive feedback today and tomorrow. If I haven't got all the feedback that you'll need, but I do want to point your attention on the week 4 folder under the English class. Please look at the Literary Analysis Guidelines PowerPoint. It's something you can download. It's from a place, it's from Purdue University, but it's their OWL, their online writing lab. And you should know that CUI, Concordia, has an OWL too. They have an online writing lab. And I need you to make use of that, if at all possible. You can submit your writing to them and get feedback, and then that will be a part of the process of getting better and better as a writer. And maybe you've been away from academic writing or college level writing for a while, and so that's something that we all need to brush up on. Okay, so it's a similar assignment. You pick 25 to 75 lines again from the Iliad, and we'll be doing the same thing with the Pilgrim's Progress when we read that. Okay, so those are some routines. I want to just talk briefly. The discussion postings, those are really very, very helpful. And so what I've been asking is that you finish them by the end of the week that they are listed in. So if there are discussion postings, you need to make sure that you have them in by the end of week 4. So, Saturday night, 11:59 p.m. Okay. I'm in the process again of giving feedback, but that will be pretty quick feedback, just encouraging you and maybe responding to things that I think inspire a response. You have self-paced. The self-paced lesson this week is very important because it's all about metaphors and basic things that are used again and again and again as patterns in literature. So it's called Conventions and Archetypes in literature, and archetypes are patterns. So maybe the hero quest, the quest of a hero who goes on a journey and has trials and tribulations, and their goal is to secure the treasure, but the treasure may be a physical thing, and it may be a personal revelation, self-knowledge. So just know the quest is one of those archetypes. Please watch that carefully, and in your discussions, hopefully that comes out, the discussion board postings. Finally, the thing that I need to talk to you about is our Thursday night session. I do recognize that you guys have conflicts, and I actually have been given a conflict this Thursday night where I have a critical meeting at my school, and I can't miss it. I am new to this school, and so I need to be there to help lead and next year to lead. So I really can relate to anybody who has a conflict on Thursday night, and I'm trying to provide ways for you to take care of your work if you can't be there for some reason, and giving you a recorded video, a video of the class. So here's my thought, and I'm going to send an email about this today. If we could start at 5:25, and I know that that's going to be very hard for you who are working that night, but if there's a way to start at 5:25 and go to 6:25, we can have an hour-long class and call it good. I think that my overview, I'm going to supplement what we do with the overview, and since last week it was a lot of me talking, I really want to encourage all of you to participate. And so if we could have an hour, and if we could bump it back to 5:25, if that doesn't work for a good number of people in class, then maybe we could try doing a different day and see how that works. I really don't want to miss a live session, and obviously if it is my conflict, that's a different situation, and I hope that you can participate in some way, and I will give you options. But if you could please let me know. Send me an email to corwin.baden@cui.edu. That would be very, very helpful. And again, I'll be emailing you to get your feedback, to get your ideas on that, when we could have that class. This is one of the components of the class that is unique and special, but it's also something that can be flexible if people are having a conflict. So I appreciate your willingness to consider this, and I hope that this helps get your bearings for the week. But I think that a lot of this now will be repeat of what we've done before. Please look at the directions again for the culminating paper's introduction, but I will give you some more information when I do my overview of chapters 13 through 24 in the Iliad, or books 13 through 24 in the Iliad. I'm gonna give you an overview of those to try and help you. And please read your study notes too. I am encouraged by all of you, and thank you again for meeting with me, and I hope you'll press on. We all have a prize to win, and it's the certainty that this world has meaning for us, and literature is a vehicle to learn about that, and God's literature through the Bible. Thanks a lot. See you soon.